Very good.
So
Very
yeah,
good.
2 3 days I have done that in the same way, taking time, जो आपने बोला था, bit slow
Right.
and associating and
Very
disassociating
nice.
myself, observing myself when I was sitting on the chair and calibrating with the tonality, the body language, the posture. So दो
Hmm.
तीन दिन मैंने बस 2 3 days I practiced that.
What difference did you find when you were doing it? Like the days when you were able to disassociate yourself?
Yeah, means it was a kind of mixed feelings for me in the sense that when I went to the third position and when I was observing myself, I found uh, जो फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे सौरभ बैठा हुआ है वो एज आई वाज बिट कॉन्शियस कि मुझे थर्ड पोजीशन पे जाके अपने आप को ऑब्जर्व करना है. सो आई वाज लाइक बिट थोड़ा सा बॉडी लैंग्वेज जो था मेरा वो काफी स्टिफ था, राइट.
In the first position, you could observe
इन द
that
फर्स्ट,
in the
yeah, in the
first.
first position. When I went to the third position, then I started observing that okay, I was like bit maybe I was a bit conscious when I was sitting on the first position. Then मुझे लगा कि मेरा जो बात करने का जो लहजा है, टोनालिटी है, वो थोड़ा फ्लक्चुएट कर रहा था, राइट. ये दो चीज पे मैं बहुत कॉन्शियस था बिकॉज दीज टू थिंग्स, इवन व्हेन आई इन माय चैम्बर, व्हेन पीपल यूज्ड टू कम टू मी और व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू गो टू समवन टू मीट मी, मैं ये दो चीज पे बहुत कॉन्शियस रहता हूँ. माय वॉइस टोनालिटी एंड द वे आई सिट एंड माय बॉडी लैंग्वेज, द बॉडी लैंग्वेज व्हिच अदर पीपल आर शोइंग टू मी. देन आई वाज ऑब्जर्विंग द इमोशनल पैटर्न. थर्ड पोजीशन से मैं जब ऑब्जर्व कर रहा था अपने आप को फर्स्ट पोजीशन चेयर पे, so emotionally how I was at that time, मैं क्या सोचा था, मेरा जो फेस था वो पॉजिटिव दिख रहा था या थोड़ा स्ट्रेन में दिख रहा था. सो आई वाज ट्राइंग टू वॉट एवर द संडे, जो लास्ट संडे जो मैंने जो आपका क्लास किया था, वीडियो भी मैंने वॉच किया 1 2 दिन पहले. सो I was trying to just get those things in practice. And I was busy. Tuesday I was busy. So Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, Friday, yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I made sure that वो वॉच में 10 15 मिनट का टाइम लेकर के I was just doing this thing and I was just
Very good.
writing जो observation आ रहा था. So that is for me. Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. Now, multiple things there. One, when I am observing myself, okay, from the distance, and what you mentioned is कि body language कैसा था and tonality कैसा था. When you say tonality कैसा था and the choice of words and tonality कैसा था, what do you mean? What could you observe in tonality?
was I was very low, as I told you that
Okay.
I was a bit conscious. अगर मैं
Okay.
कॉन्शियस नहीं
Stop
रहता
there.
तो आई, हाँ,
Stop there. Stop there. What's the intention of being conscious? What's the intention
trying to be,
of being
yeah,
conscious?
I was trying at that time that since there was that thing going on in my mind कि सब कुछ slow करना है, right, be slow on
Hmm.
everything which you told every one of us.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
मैं जब थर्ड पोजीशन पे गया तो मैं फील किया कि फर्स्ट पोजीशन वाला सौरभ बहुत धीरे बात कर रहा है, उसका पिच इतना स्लो है कि जो 4 5 लोग शायद हैं वो भी उतने ठीक से नहीं सुन पा रहे हैं, ठीक है. एंड आई वाज लाइक, ये मेरा ट्रेडमार्क है, लाइक हाथ को ऐसे करके मैं बैठा हुआ था तो लग रहा था कि ओके व्हेन आई एम सिटिंग एंड टॉकिंग विद 2 or 3 people, तो उस समय ये करना सही रहेगा नहीं रहेगा. सो ऑल दोस थिंग्स वर कमिंग टू मी एंड आई वाज जस्ट ऑब्जर्विंग स्टैंडिंग ऑन द थर्ड पोजीशन लाइक दिस, जो लास्ट टाइम मैंने वीडियो में भी किया था. एंड so all these things
Good.
were creeping in my mind.
Very
Yeah.
good. Okay. So to one more part, when you're saying conscious, when you mentioned that generally I observed that when I am in my meetings or discussions, I am conscious about the face expressions, the body language. I'm conscious about how my tonality is. I'm generally conscious about it. I'm generally conscious also about how the way they are looking at me and how the way I am talking and they are talking. What I want you to do, is that correct? Is this information correct? What I mentioned?
Yeah, this is what I'm
Okay.
trying to convey. Yeah.
Happens. Okay. So, what I want you to do is, I want you when you are with them, like when you are observing them. So, before I give you the task, how do you know that when you were observing your own self, that okay, this facial expressions means positive, this means not so positive? How do you know that?
Uh, when I'm positive and when I take interest in some conversation, I make it a point. I try to look at the person who are talking to me, and whenever I lose interest, and whenever I feel that एजेंडा से बात कहीं इधर उधर हो रही है, फिर मेरा थोड़ा डाइवर्सन होता है. आई समटाइम लुक्स एट माय मोबाइल. आई थोड़ा सा.
Okay.
या. आई
Okay.
होप यू आर गेटिंग व्हाट आई
So
एम ट्राइंग.
you're talking about interest, that when you have interest, then you do this, and when you don't have interest, what I am saying is this, that when you were looking at yourself over there, when you look at yourself from a third position, when you look at the first position, that how this person is emotionally connected. How is this person looking like? How is this person emotionally connected is a different thing. How is this person looking like from the facial expression is different. These two are different things, and keep it separate. Okay? All right? Yeah. From the point of view, all of you right now, when you are learning, keep this separate. How is this person looking like, and what is the emotion? Because emotion is only an interpretation. It's an assumption. It's an interpretation of what exactly I perceive. Now, let's go back to again the same thing. When you are observing someone, has it ever happened that when you observe someone and they are not showing the interest, they are not looking in your eyes? They are not looking in your eyes. And you feel that when they are not looking in your eyes, you feel, okay, you try to, it
Yeah, it
happens?
happens. It happens.
Okay. And when people are not looking into eyes, I am assuming that they are not interested.
Yes.
So when a client will come to you for coaching, and if the client does not look at your eyes,
For me, it's like that person is not paying attention, or he's not interested in what I'm, conveying to him. Or
according to you, yes, according to you. So now the thing is that as a coach, you are doing an interpretation. Yeah. The description is his eyes are down. What does it mean? I have no idea. I'll just keep the calibrations on. I'll just keep the communication on, and I will just move on because I choose to. It's a matching and mirroring. I'm going to focus more because I choose to. Okay? All right? Yeah. So the task. Now let's go to the task. The task for you, Saurabh. Okay. Fayaz says, how do you know? Fayaz, what does it mean? What does introvert mean?
The person who does not express,
According to whom?
that might be the definition of introvert.
Exactly. Who has made the definition?
I don't know.
Does it mean that the person doesn't open in front of anyone?
Yes, means generally they doesn't open to everyone.
So
They
does
might be
it
open up
mean,
with some close persons.
yes? So what is the intention of labeling? Exactly, the person opens up. The person has a choice to open in front of some people, and the person has a choice to not to open in front of some people. I'm making a choice. It's my choice. I open and I don't open. My question is that what is the intention of labeling? Do you label yourself as an introvert? Be honest to yourself in this class.
Yes,
Mm,
I always feel.
Yeah.
yes,
What's the
means
intention of this
not
label? Yes, Fayaz. Go ahead. I'll ask Saurav a little after this. Go ahead. You were saying something?
yes. I don't express much easily to everyone. Means I open up
Okay.
to very close.
I don't express much easily. And what's the intention of not expressing to the chosen group of people? Now, when you are asking a question, did you, Vinny, did you observe that where was his eyes when I'm asking him a question, that what's the intention of you not opening to chosen group of people? All of you, you are getting into advanced level. Your job is to keep observing the person and me, myself, the person who is training, and the other person to whom I'm communicating. The training is on that. That's your job, to keep observing the facial expressions, the stretch, the tensions here, the changes here, the eye movements, the change in the tonality. You just be on it, okay? Let's go back. So Fayaz, what's the intention of not choosing to open up in front of those people? What's your intention?
Don't know.
Okay, what would happen if you would open?
I don't know. Means I'm like this from the childhood only.
How do you know it is from your childhood? Did you speak to your friends? You have friends?
Yes,
Yes. You choose to speak to with your friends? You choose to speak with your
yes,
friends? Okay,
yes,
all right. So on what basis are you labeling that you are from child? Which means that from childhood you do have choice and you did make friends. You did
yes.
express yourself. You chose to express yourself. Did you choose to express yourself? Okay,
Hello.
yeah,
Connection got
Faiz.
lost.
Yeah, yes. We are back. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you chose to express yourself in front of your friends.
Yes. Means not all friends, those who
And
are very close to me.
yes, not all. Exactly, not all. Right. I also don't speak to all. I choose to speak to some whom I want to. Yeah. And you also choose, and I also choose. Maybe the number I choose is a little more, maybe the number you're choosing is a little less. That's all. Or maybe the number I'm choosing is a little less and the number you're choosing a little more. So just based on technically, accounting wise, just based on the numbers, we are giving a label to our own selves. Right now, did you see the cat just jumped over to that um, wardrobe? Is it a wardrobe? I guess it is a wardrobe. on that side.
That's right.
Great. Oh, beautiful to see, yeah, the natural things.
Today's his birthday.
Natural, very natural. Oh, how many years old?
5.
Oh, wow, so lovely. Congratulations, mother.
Thank you.
दबाओ एक बार अपने cat से
Oh,
I'm the grandmother, not the mother.
yeah,
The mother's still
the
sleeping.
grandmother. Yeah, the grandmother. Oh, she must have come later, no? She's a DJ. She must have
Yeah,
come
yeah.
late.
No, not
It's a
yesterday. She was
weekend.
not practicing, but right now she's creating her own tracks, and also she does it in the night. So she gets up
Oh,
late.
yeah, creativity. Yeah,
Yeah.
happens that way. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so did you see, did the cat plan that this is the way she's going to jump, or did Ritu to tell her that you jump left and she will jump right, isn't it? All of you? Even if you will tell, you tell my dog to do this, and sometimes they'll do the other side. They will not do what you will tell, they will do what they choose to, what they want to. Isn't it fair? It's a choice, right? So people, we are human beings. We are not maths. Is it necessary that we are going to react every single day the same way? I am not like the way I was performing before. How many times do you say that to yourself? I want to perform like that way. I am not performing like that way. What's the intention of comparison? Go and perform and keep doing techniques and keep changing your performances and enjoy each and every performance. What's the intention of that comparison? So the same way, what's the intention of the comparison of the numbers? So in a very simple way, we are comparing numbers to put the labels as interpretations and not description. That's a description, numbers. Now, do you choose to still put the number?
No.
All right, interesting. So the next time when anyone else says to you that, oh, I think you are introvert, you challenge them. How do you know? What makes you think that way? According to numbers, are you saying it? And what's the intention of labeling yourself?
Sure.
How many times do you all label yourself in with perspective to your work, your jobs, your growth? Okay. What do you say to yourself? What is your label, Ritu?
A lot of them actually, but I'm trying to work on it. So, like Fayaz just said, introvert. For me, I usually say I'm an extrovert. There are labels at work when I say that I can do better. I have not given it my best shot.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of areas of improvement. That's like a kind of tagline that I think I've given myself, but I'm working towards not using it anymore.
Okay. Okay. All
Um,
right.
There's more that I have to learn because I feel that others or my friends or people that I read about, I just wonder how they have so much of knowledge and learning versus me. So I keep the comparison in terms of I'm not competing, but there is a comparison of why I am not there or why I have not acquired that knowledge
Okay.
or that
Okay.
expertise, if I would say.
Okay. Which expertise you would like to acquire?
I would like to be, now that I'm in the HR space, I would like to probably a good influencer or a person who can actually influence the leaders to make decisions and also go myself with a very thorough study of how I want to influence the leader. Go like well prepared, I would say. Where sometimes I feel that, okay, I missed thinking about this, or I should have thought about it. I know it, but why did I not think of it?
Okay, all right. What specifically influence means? How would you know the person is influenced?
So it takes a lot of time for me, and these are my observations again, because I feel that there have been times it takes a lot of effort for me to really convince a leader or my manager in anything that I propose. It's not easy. I mean, I think it's a lot of back and forth, or sometimes it just takes a backseat also. So I feel that that's something that I should be better prepared, maybe, or yeah, I think it's about being better prepared.
In which area specifically you would like to be better prepared?
So any program that I'm launching, anything from yeah, primarily it's something new that I'm doing. Like I've joined a very different industry right now. Earlier I was in a media and advertising industry, and I think the speed that is required to get to the way my leaders are thinking or being a visionary, I'm not there at the moment. I mean, I'll just give you an example. So let's say when COVID hit, it was expected out of me to really quickly communicate to everybody of what's happening and what are we doing and stuff like that to the staff. But I did not really think of, I was thinking in my head of what can I do, but I didn't know what to do. And neither did I pick up the phone or talk to my leader to show that I'm really concerned. And
Did you just notice your state? Did you just notice your state? What's happening to your state, Ritu? Did anyone notice, Nipur? Winnie? Did you notice? This is very important. Yeah.
I think there's a streak of tension like that which went through like that.
Okay, so leaving the word tension, do you just do the state? Just do it quickly and just do it fast and just go and do it, or just go and pick up the phone and ask it.
Mm.
The speed with which she was doing in the body, tonality wise and the body. Did you notice a shift which happened, Ritu? This
No.
was faster than the earlier one, in which you were speaking.
Yes. Yeah. And she bent forward, like slightly bent
Yes,
forward.
she
And
did.
there was a
She did bend forward, yes. And there was a hit. There was a moment like pick up the phone and do it, or go and do it. It was there, but if I didn't know it, pick up the phone and do it, quick do it, visionary. Okay. So what specifically is visionary? Go back one more time.
Thinking ahead.
Okay, all right. And when you will have the choices to think ahead, what would you think? You have a project coming up. You would like to be well prepared. How would that be? What specifically you would be doing when you are well prepared?
Actually, you know what, Rhythm, I sometimes feel I know it, but I'm not confident about it.
Okay,
I'm
all
not
right.
confident of what I'm going to present is going to be correct. Is it going to be
Okay,
relevant enough?
Okay, all right, fine. What's the intention of being correct?
Intention of being correct is like doing it properly.
Okay, so doing it, just doing it, all right.
Doing it
What's the
properly
intention of
and
being,
probably being approved of what I want it to be.
and what's the intention of being approved?
A feeling of success,
Okay, all right.
a feeling of achievement that yes, I mean, I did something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not that
Mhm.
I do get approvals, I do move things forward, but somehow I feel underconfident that maybe I'm missing out on something. Maybe I'm not there right now.
What's the intention of feeling the missing out?
My underconfidence, maybe.
What's the intention of feeling the missing out? What's the intention of feeling the missing out? What is it doing to you?
Giving me anxiousness, of course. Um, Though I've become much better. Earlier, I would probably talk to 10 people before going and presenting something, talk to my friends, validate. So, validation has been something that I would again label myself as, coming to the first question. But I'm trying to get rid of that as well. So, yeah.
What's the positive intention of feeling the missing out?
The positive intention.
Of feeling the missing out, feeling the anxiety and doing it. What's the positive intention?
It drives me to talk to more people and ensure that it is in place. And also, I feel that I'm better prepared. If I'm missing out on something, somebody would give me a point of view on it, and I could probably make a note of it.
Very interesting. Did you just notice?
You're like a detective, huh? You're taking out
You
everything out of me.
noticed the most.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow, what a breakthrough. What a breakthrough. Lovely. Wow. Kudos. Now you know. You're making it a choice because you want to be well prepared, isn't it? You know it now very well.
But why do I read it negatively?
Okay. What is your intention to read it negatively? What's your intention?
I don't know.
How do you know it is negative?
Again, I've labeled it maybe that it's negative.
How do you know what is it? So what is it? What is the label?
Validation, taking validation from people.
And you know the intention of taking validation. And
Yeah.
according to whom taking validation from people for the intention of being well prepared so that I can present more and more better. Now, let's go back to one more thing. What is the intention of presenting more and more better? To be successful, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
To have that more and more sense of achievement.
Yeah.
That is what you want. So, someone told you that no, taking validation is not good. Maybe
Yeah.
you read somewhere, maybe someone told you, according to someone, you are validating with a specific group of people with the intention to check if there is something which I have missed and I can take care of it so that I'm more and more prepared because I like to be prepared so that I can utilize it for my sense of achievement and success.
So that means taking validation is not negative. It's okay to do it.
Now you are telling me that,
No, that's what I
isn't it?
understand from what I
Yeah,
just said.
yeah.
So it's okay
Now,
because I want to be well prepared. So I am connecting with the right people to ensure that I am doing it properly and I'm covering all the aspects and not missing out on anything. So Yeah, so it's pretty much okay. I mean, it's fine.
It's my choice, isn't it? It's your choice. There was a wedding, I told you, all of you, right? So I didn't know many people, and I called up the organizer of the like Bhabhi, whom I know, and I just asked her that openly. I asked her that, "Oh, what are others wearing? What is the theme? What are people wearing? I want to know it. It's not that I would be out of the box. I just want to know. I just want to know. I'm curious about it." So she told me we are wearing shimmeries and a little heaviers and some gowns and etc. And okay, cool, that's cool. So yes, previous Ridhima would be like clothes and अरे क्या सोचेंगे अगर पूछ लिया तो इतनी दूर का रिश्ता है एक बार मिलते हैं 5 साल में you know you know all of that कि इसको क्या पड़ी है पूछने की blah 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 rubbish talks. Let's grow up. I'm choosing to talk to her because it's my choice. And I want to find out. Although I still didn't wear gown because I wanted to wear a beautiful shimmery sari. That's my choice, right? So we are making choices with the questions, if in case. And there can be times where we are not validating. To my very dear Bua, whose wedding, like my brother's wedding, there I wasn't validating. I didn't ask her. I just know what to do. So it's my choice. Sometimes I will ask, sometimes I will not ask. I can make a choice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All of you, we did a process. This was a process-driven work. It was not a guesswork. This is for everyone to know. Okay, Fayaz, Winnie, you are on the off camera, so I don't know. This is a process which we did. And you all are going to learn this process. This process is beautiful. It is called verbal package. And we are going to learn verbal package as a process to identify this with the nouns and the verbs and the intentions. Okay? All right. And this process can really, really help you to the most, clarity, the clarity which I have. Yeah, for example, I like to take real examples, what's happening in life. Let's say, for example, for the month of December, for 15 days, not 15 more, right? Say from the 15, yeah, 15 days of December and then few days of January. So 20, 25 days now. That's very interesting. Um, Verbal package is a process. I'll come back to my example. Verbal package is a process, Fayaz, which is like a clean process of meta. So in classic, you have meta, in which you are identifying patterns. Patterns are different, which is deep-rooted, which is, for example, needs, have, must is one pattern. Another example is cause and effect. Another example is complex equivalence. This means that, right? So you're identifying. So Carmen says that when I was introduced to classic and I was introduced to 13 different meta patterns, and she says that, oh, why are they so long and there's so many? Let's just simplify the process. Yeah. So she simplified the process. Okay. All right. The process, I'll explain the process then. The process is in what, which is what, which, you can write that down. What, which, when, where. This is one part of the process. What, which, when, where. This belongs to noun category. Okay. All right. So anything which is driven towards noun, what, which, when, where. Anything which is driven towards noun. Then there is the verb, which is how specifically. Okay. All right, so it is nouns and verbs. In nouns, you have what, which, when, where. In verbs, you have how specifically. Okay. In the process of a verbal package, we also, Carmen also chose to keep one of the very important pattern, which is what is stopping you to do it. Model operator of possibility. So she has kept that. What stops you to do it? What would happen if you do? What wouldn't happen if you do? So these are also three specific questions which might be asked in the process. What stops you to do? What would happen if you do? What wouldn't happen if you do? Okay, all right. One of the pattern which is also taken care in verbal packages, universal quantifier, which is everyone, every time. Are there times in which you haven't done? That's all. So that's it. And you are done with the process. This is just simplified. What, which, when, where, how, what would happen, what stops you, what wouldn't happen, and universal quantifier. Now the game begins. Your job as a coach is to identify how would you challenge us? How would you challenge this? Okay. And that's what you are going to learn with practice. That's what you're going to learn with practice. And that is what I actually did with Ritu. I was chunking the nouns up. Then I was coming to the verb. I was again finding the noun from the sentence. Then I was coming to the verb. I wasn't coming to the verb. For example, in your classic, when I was teaching you the meta, anyone who was, telling you, or you were telling someone that I don't feel, or let's say, I feel hurt. I feel emotionally hurt. So how would you challenge that in classic?
How do you know you are hurt?
How do you know you're hurt, right? And then you would go to the feeling, and then the someone will do a submodality and change it,
Oh,
right?
correct.
Correct? We will come to that. Here, before we go to that point, we are going to ask the intentions. What's the intention of being hurt? We're chunking up. And then what specifically is making you hurt? The noun. You're getting the nouns there. Then we go to the states only to identify. Okay? Chunk up, get the noun, then the verb, and then the process of the games. Let's make it more easier for you all. In the group of, let's say 3 people, yeah, we'll make a group of 3 people. In one of the groups, Jyotsna would be there to observe. In one of the groups, Beena would be there to observe, just to guide you all in case required. You all are here for meeting your intentions. So before you get into the breath of life practice, this is the key, okay? In coaching perspective and in coaching yourself, this process is the key. I was giving you an example that when I was in this 20-25 days of off, yeah, all right. So Rahul was mentioning it to me that you're not checking your emails. This is that there, and this is there, and I was telling him that I am doing it for my intention. I am not anxious about anything. Whomsoever thinks whatsoever, this 25 days is meant for me because it's been many years I've taken on off of 25 days, like really many years, and I've invested a lot of time in myself and the company. So I'm okay. I will come back and I will tell them that I'm on off. I'm not available fully, and it's there. The company people knows it. That's all. So he was getting a feeling, which he knows it as anxious. I wasn't. I'm okay with it because I have a clear intention, very clear intention. I'm just with myself, the present. That's all, nothing else. So when we came back, the flight was delayed. We are like we are awake for 3 nights kind of thing because there were functions and I was enjoying and he also was there. So, and then the flight got delayed the day in which we had to travel. So it's almost 3 nights, not really fully slept. And he asked me that you would be able to, feel fully on the Saturday and then on the Sunday. Saturday, yesterday also I had some meetings in the evening. So I said, yes, it's my intention. Come whatever, my breathing will help and I will be fine. I am just going to focus on my work right now. That's it. So the clarity which has come to me inside, that clarity. So 2020, 21, let's say 21, not 20. 20, I worked a lot with this Corona thing, and 21, I got a clarity. I am not getting into X thing. I'm only focusing on this, and this is going to be helping. It might take time, I don't know, but I'm only focusing on this. The clarity. What's the intention? What's the intention? What's the intention? What's the intention of me going to the gym? A lot of people say lose weight. What's the intention of losing weight? Anyone?
Feel good, look good.
Feel good. Feel good. What's the intention of feeling good? Stay fit. What's the intention of staying fit?
More
To be
energetic.
more productive.
What's the intention of being productive and energetic? To do what?
To be active.
What's the intention of being active, productive, energetic? To do what specifically?
Your day-to-day chores, or maybe overall mental strength and physical strength.
For what specifically? If
To
you would have
enjoy
mental strength,
whatever you
physical
do.
and okay, to enjoy whatever you do. Okay, and how do you enjoy? Now he's gone to enjoy. Enjoy whatever you do. What specifically you want to enjoy?
It's everything like whatever you do, like work or
Which
everything.
work specifically, Fayaz? Which work specifically you want to enjoy?
I'm not asking about.
But still, which work
Okay,
specifically
okay.
you want to enjoy? Which work?
Anything you do in your daily life, like work and family or
Which work and
anything.
which part of work come to you that you want to enjoy?
Which part? Is whatever work I do, not specifically uh, like auditing or income tax or GST, but like
Mm-hmm.
any other, like coaching or learning AI, like that.
Okay. Okay. And how do you do it right now? When you do it, how do you do it right now?
Yes, I enjoy doing that, but still not physically that much fit.
Okay. All right. So you know that when you will be physically fit, you will be able to enjoy it more. You do
Yes,
enjoy it right now. Okay. All right. Okay. So you want to enjoy your work more when you're physically fit. So in your daily routine, you are enjoying AI, coaching, and auditing. So now it is specific AI, coaching, and auditing. You're going to enjoy that more. You're already enjoying, going to enjoy that more when you're physically fit. Okay. All
yes.
right. And what specifically can make you physically fit?
Doing exercise.
Which exercises specifically?
Mm, Like physiotherapist has suggested me some exercises, but
So
I'm
now,
not.
now notice when he was Jyotsna can actually say, huh? Good. Now notice when he was going into getting inside into exercise, his state, and when he was talking about enjoyment, his state. Did you notice that? All of you, did you notice, Fayaz, your state when you're talking about enjoyment of things, different things, and when you're talking about fit exercise, sorry, enjoyment and exercise, these two. If you will go back to this recording, all of you, right now the time is 12:34. Yeah. So observe the shifts which is happening at the state level. Fayaz, did you notice that?
Yes, little bit,
The
but it
moment it
was
was coming to
unconscious.
exercise, it was unconscious. Everything, yes, the states are unconscious. Exactly. The states are completely unconscious. So I'll ask you, did you notice the shift in the body when you were talking about exercise and enjoyment? You notice what happens to your body? You start noticing it now. Okay? You start noticing it now. So when you, during the day, you are planning the exercise and you notice something in your body, you will shake it off, think about enjoyment, and then you focus on the exercise. So the example, the understanding here is very important, all of you. You want to achieve a goal which is fitness so that you enjoy. Yeah, I will enjoy my things and I will do my things very easily. Now you are in your daily routine today when you want to be doing your exercise. I want to do my exercise now. This state and that state has a conflict. I want to do my exercise. Oh, I want to do for my enjoyment. I want to do my exercise. This is incongruency. The state with which I am thinking about doing my exercise, the state with which I am thinking of doing my exercise, and the state which I actually want to achieve, the achievement state. Achievement state and the doing state is different. This is an example of clear conflict and a clear incongruency. So I identified that I was thinking about all the time losing weight, but I didn't chunk up my intentions wisely. I didn't know the process. How would I chunk it up? So I didn't chunk up my intentions. Yeah, I just want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. Yeah, look good, fit, stay healthy. What is the purpose of all of this? Staying healthy, being fit, etc. Yeah, all right. There is a very deeper purpose, very, very deeper purpose. and I did process, and all of you will also find out your own purpose. The purpose to me came out as, what's the intention? What's the intention? I kept asking it to myself, what is the intention? I observed and I calibrated during my routines. So whenever I used to, so I started challenging myself. Like, I'll go and exercise and I will observe the day, and I will observe that my stamina is better, my strength is better. I'm, going and getting the vegetables, which is heavier. I am doing more meetings. I'm more focused. I can um, stand for more hours. I can give what Rachit is also asking from food point of view. So I am managing my time, my energy, I am managing my things, and I'm at the end of the day, I'm feeling very, very nice. And the next day when I get up, it is like a cycle, and becoming more and more focused, and achieving all those goals, which is with respect to my relationship, which is with respect to my emotions, my mental health, and my financial goals and my spiritual goals. And it was not a one-day thing. I started calibrating the days where I'm not going, where I'm not doing. Those days, calibrations of those days, how am I feeling at that feeling level of the days, and my stamina and my strength. And then I chose, it's a choice. So then I find out that I was limiting myself to only at a specific time. What's the intention? How I can do it more? What are the alternatives? How can I do it more? So there's so many ways which came out. That's the idea of intentions, the process. And then it became, it is never a looking back from 2021, never a looking back at all. I have been a very regular person in my lifestyle until there is an injury which stopped me for a while. That's it, just for a while. And it did not stop me. I chose to take rest. Nothing can stop. I chose that so that it can help. Intentions work is what we are going to do. Your job is to really calibrate your states. Now you know new code is focusing, descriptions and interpretations are different. You're focusing on your states. You're focusing very deeply to yourself. What's happening when you're giving an answer? When you give an answer to other, what's happening to you is also you are observing, so that you learn more deeper. And of course, that is self-coaching part. The coach who is questioning, you are going to go in the rooms. You're going to ask, okay, one specific intention you want to work upon. What is that one thing which you label yourself with? We started with that. We want to start with that only. We'll start with that. You will do a process of intentions. You will chunk nouns. I am not telling you in detail. Just go with this knowledge. Chunk intentions, chunk nouns, chunk verbs, identify state. That's it. Just find whether you can do this exercise with someone. Okay? All right? I'll repeat. What is that which you label yourself with? You will ask the person. The game is, what is that which you label yourself with? Person will say, I label myself as like that, that, that. Chunk up the intention. What? Right? What is the intention? What is the intention? Ab stories aane lagenge. The job is to be with the process, not with the story. And you will find out kya hota hai. It is okay to go absolutely, wrong in your terms. No, you're not going wrong. You're learning. Okay, all of you? That's the way we learned. Just go and chunk up what, which, when, where, ye sab chunk karo. then you find out how would you chunk the house. Okay? Chunk up, chunk down. Observe states. Chunk up, chunk down का मतलब ये नहीं है कि उसमें भूल जाओ, state observe नहीं करो. And for that, the basics come back, which is matching and mirroring and observing. Is that clear, all of you? Yeah? Okay, great, lovely. So that's very nice. We are at 12:45. Okay. Yes, Fayaz, go ahead.
Uh, in classic code, where there is an incongruency, or then we observe where exactly we feel that, and then we identify the descriptions of that. Means like what is the shape and size, and then we like
Submodality. We go in submodality, right?
submodality. Yes, and then
Right.
we observe that where we which is your good state, means how do you feel in the good state, and then we change that negative state into that good state. Like we means change that state with good state. So we did that in classic code. Is this
That is
correct?
some modality mapping across. Yes, some modality mapping across. And one thing which you can also remember is that we want to get over with this label of good and bad. It is resourceful or it is unresourceful. There's nothing good and bad, right? It is either resourceful or either unresourceful.
Okay. So in new code, is there any specific technique or to reduce this incongruency? Like when I feel like doing exercise, some days I do it, then I feel like I'm wasting time, and then I skip it, and then again I feel
Good,
feel
very
it.
nice. I want you to take this up as a process to chunk. I will come to the exercise. The job is that when you are thinking that you are wasting time, what is your state? Notice your state. That itself is a technique, my dear. When you think that I'm wasting time, that itself is a state which you are getting in. Okay, and we want to get into a different state.
How to
So, 1 second. Right now, with someone, you will pick this up that when I am going into the exercises, I'm wasting my time. Let's first find out the breakthrough of it. We will do a process of checking the intentions, then we will come to the technique. Intentions are the main cause of identifying congruency, incongruency, or the conflicts. Then only we will go. It's like, in the classic, there is swish. Okay, you don't like this, you like that. Just change it. Just keep changing. But then it is again coming back because the intentions are not derived properly. What's the point? First, you identify intentions of each thing. Okay?
the switch is also not that much effective.
Yeah, again, we are labeling it. What's the intention of labeling? And what would happen if we experience a little more deeper? Yeah?
People
So,
have
tell me, people
means
have?
people that tell that this is very means you can get a breakthrough in a minute or a very few time, lesser time with a switch technique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just do this and you change it multiple times with all the strength for that moment, yes. Just for that moment, yes, you will feel different. You will be able to pick up a little more than what you were doing, or you will be able to pick up more smoothly in the way you are doing. I'm just taking an example of a bench press. Yeah. Yeah. It depends on how deeply you do it. What is the state? State matters, Fayaz. What matters? state, intentions, and congruency. That's it. That's the game. State, intention, congruency. That's it. Nothing else matters. I want today to be here no matter what. I'm congruent. My intention is clear. I want you all to learn this very deeply. I want those states with myself, period. That's it I want. I'm clear. Yeah. So intention, state, and congruency is the only base of new code. And if we have this, we can do processes very easily. So there is a saying by Milton Erickson, and I agree to this saying after my experience, that the clients are your clients because their unconscious is incongruent. They don't have a rapport with their unconscious. He says that his sentence is, they don't have a rapport with their unconscious. What does it mean is that it is incongruent. The unconscious and the conscious as a team is incongruent. Our intention towards the end in the new code is to have a very good, strong team with conscious and unconscious. We are here to create a team together, conscious, unconscious as a team. That's our job. And with these processes, we would reach there. Okay? All right. So enough of talking now. Let's do the game. Doing is going to help us. Talking will not. Now, in the rooms, there is going to be, in one room, there is going to be 3 people, and in one, there is going to be 2 people, which is the Saurav and say Saurav, Ritu, Vinny, whomsoever, all 3 of you, and all 2 of you. Now, my request is this, that we want each one of the person in the group to pick up something very important in their lives and not in the air. Like Ritu picked up something very important to have a whole full breakthrough of intentions. And now she will remember it for a lifetime that I'm not seeking validation. It's my choice. Today I want to ask, tomorrow I don't want to ask. It's a choice. And I'm doing it because I like sense of achievement. I like sense of success. It's my choice to look forward to my life, whatever, right? So all 3 of you and 2 of you in the rooms, whomsoever in the rooms, you're going to pick up an important matter which you are kind of labeling to yourself, that I label myself as that, whatever. Fayaz, you're going to pick up that work-related thing, which is when I do my workout, blah, 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 that part, because this is important. You want to pick it up and you want to do exercise. You have been talking about your exercise from a very long time. So pick up that. We will pick up each important part. The other person in the room, the second person, person number B, your job, I repeat this, your job is to chunk intentions with what, which, identify the nouns. What, which, when, what, which, identify nouns in the sentences and what intentions. Observe states continuously. Okay, nouns, state. Then you would observe when to ask verb. Okay, that's all. The other person, if there is a third person in the room, right? So the third person in the room is writing the answers the other person has said of each question. The third person in the room is writing the answers of each thing which the person has said. Okay, so that the third person can identify that the second person could have asked a noun question here instead of moving away in a different direction. Okay, all right, yeah. Sentence, nouns, other person is writing, and the house and observations of states, period. Let's get started. One side will take approximately 15 minutes. So we have 3 sides of 45 minutes. The intentions are to have breakthroughs. You will identify how it will happen. The intentions are identifying states. The intentions are identifying which is the specific area if in case I want to have more states, like more choices, more games. Like for example, now Ritu, you have clarity. You can pick this as a context that whenever I am going and choosing new projects and I'm asking questions, I want more states in my body when I ask questions. I want neurologically more states. That's an area when you will play the game. That's a context now.
So when you say I would need more states, what does that imply?
Not need, you can choose to have more states. I'm Ritu,
Hmm.
you are my manager.
Right.
I am doing a project.
Hmm.
I do come and ask you few things. Right now, in the present, I do have A to H states. I also want XYZ unknown states, which can meet the intention of asking questions, to be well prepared, to have a sense of success in a way which is congruent, ecological to me.
Okay.
So that's my first position, that this is a place I want to have more states. I come out and I play a game to that. This is a context to work on.
Okay.
Now this context has become clean. The context has become cleaner. You know, that I want to choose more resourceful states. That's it. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. That comes later, but that is the conclusion for me as a coach and in each of the rooms when I will see you all. Okay? Yeah. Good. Let's get started. 45 minutes, which means that we will be in the rooms at least till 1:35. Okay, 1:35 I will close the rooms. Yeah. It is 1 o'clock. No, 12:55. Okay, let's get started. Okay, all right. Opening the rooms. Just a minute. Vinny, can you see the room? You're in room number 2. You can see it?
Yes, yes. Room
Okay.
number 1.
No, it's showing room number 2. Can you see
Not
it?
now. It's only two participant, you and me.
Okay, wait. I will move you to room number 2. See? Yes. You are on mute.
My breakthrough or Nupur's breakthrough?
Yours breakthrough. Yours.
Okay. Means, actually, I'm not exercising because what three things are happening regarding my exercise. Like my physiotherapist has told me to do the lower intensity exercise.
Hmm.
But I do 2-3 days with lower intensity and directly
Hmm.
then and jump to some higher intensity.
Hmm.
So it is also creating a problem, and also that wasting time things.
Okay, my question is, Fayaz, if Nupur and Beena was asking you questions to and fro with the intentions of what and how, you would have observed the change in your states. That what happens at the state level. Like I was observing with Saurav that at the state level, he now needs to work on getting states, more states. Like he was talking to Ritu, and then we gave him a task of talking to Winnie, and then we'll again do a game. So I will ask this question otherwise to Nupur, and then you observe what is she saying about your own breakthrough. So Nupur, were you doing the coaching for him for chunking, just on the chunking part? And at the state
Not
level,
entirely, not
okay,
entirely. Bina was helping me in that.
good.
So we decipher two things. One context was that once he starts exercising, then the next day to get results faster, he overdoes it. And when he overdoes it, then he starts having the physical issues, physical problems he has. So that was
Hmm.
one context which we found. Second was when he does exercise, he keeps thinking that I'm wasting my time. I could use this time for some business, professional work. But then we questioned him, what will happen if you don't exercise? Then he said that if I don't exercise, then I will have blah, 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 this physical problems. Yeah. And then we asked him, what will happen if you do exercise? Then he said that then I will be fit, I will be this, and I will enjoy my work. Right. So these are two contexts which we found.
Okay, okay, good, very good, very good. All of you, we want to reach a level. All of you, this is very important. We want to reach a level where when you are questioning or when you are right now hearing a question, you're able to calibrate your states. That what's happening with you. So, for example, when I am exercising and there is this question of this wasting time, what happens at my state level when I even say or think wasting time? It's a state which occurs at the know nothing, at the unconscious level. How is that state which happens to you? Do you notice when you think it is wasting time? How is that state to you, Fayaz?
It is negative and low level state.
What happens? Think as if it's happening right now. You're wasting time in the class too.
No,
Okay. If you would be wasting time in the class,
no, it's my choice to be here and learn these things.
okay, all right, okay. So you notice the shoulders and the breath. So your task is, Fayaz, tomorrow or day after, when you do low intensity exercise, you notice how are you breathing and how is your body. And during the exercise in the next 3 days, because you're saying after 2 or 3 days you feel like doing heavy, during the exercise after 2 or 3 days, notice the moment when you get this wasting time thought, what happens at your state level, state level. So that was your job, Nupur. When he is talking about wasting time, what's happening at his state level? Can you give me a representation of it? Yeah, I'm wasting time there. I'm wasting time there. Is it a sound or vocal? tonality, Fayaz, which is coming? And then when that vocal or sound comes, do you calibrate that your body shifts? That's your state changing. Is it a sound which is coming?
I haven't gave much attention to that, but next time I will check.
So what I
Yes, Nupur, 1 second. I asked you all to calibrate different voices which is coming in between of your work. Remember, all of you? Calibrate tonality, calibrate voice, calibrate rate of speech, calibrate your body to the places and performance, to the place where you want to perform and you're not able to perform. I asked you that last week. That was your homework, all of you. You did that. So after your lunch, you're going to first review. The lunch would be for this time. Let's take the lunch for 50 minutes. So you complete your lunch for 30 minutes and then 20 minutes you spend time with yourself to your homework because I'm going to ask you about that. Calibration of your body and your voice. So this can be an example, Fayaz and Nupur. This can be example of that he's going into the exercise. He's in between of the exercise, in between of the performance of the exercise, and the sound is coming. You're wasting time. And then the state drops. You understand? I'm doing an exercise. I get a sound, and you're wasting time, and the state just drops. And my performance, you remember chain of excellence? Breathing, physiology, state, performance. And my state would just change because my physiology would change then. So your job is to identify that. Yes, Nupur, you have some data. Did you identify some data? Go ahead. You were saying some
I did
states
not.
data.
I mean, there wasn't any change in the tonality. I didn't note, but his pitch came down, maybe slightly came down, and slight maybe drooping of his shoulders. Yeah,
Hmm. Very good
that's all.
observation. Good observation. Good observation. Okay, all right. So that's very nice. Let's hear it from the other side. So for Nupur, what could you identify? Changes in these states, Fayaz and Veena?
She was very excited when I asked it what would happen if you do these things. So she was very excited and
How was represent to me how was she doing excitement?
okay. She talked.
Represent
Speech
it.
was very faster and like
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Do it. Present two sentences as Nupur. Present that.
okay. If I practice, I will do these things and do that thing. I will be more confident and this. So she talked very fast and with excitement and which was little.
How do you
More.
like how do you like hearing such kind of voice and doing this? How do you like that, Fayaz?
Okay. Yes, that excitement is required
You like that?
while doing that.
And where
Yes, yes.
specifically you want to be excited?
Like work, exercise, and in work.
Okay, all right. Which kind of work? Have you identified which kind of work, or is it which kind of exercise? Pick one.
During workout, you can pick workout.
During workout. Okay, all right. So during workout, you would like to be excited. So write down a task. Tomorrow, when you do the workout, you do it before you do it, with the state of Nupur, the voice and the modulation and the movement of the body in that way, just the body and the tonality, and you start with that. just the body and the tonality. And you start with that. And you notice your breathing change and just do it. Okay? And do it again. So show it to me. Do a demo with yourself right away. You're starting the exercise, and what would you do first? Hear the sound of Nupur.
Warm up.
Do that. Yeah, do that inside yourself. Hear the sound of Nupur and do that inside of yourself. Loosen up more and do it again. Loosen up more and do it again. No, loosen up more and do it again. Loosen up more and do it again.
I'm not getting that
So
state.
this
properly.
is, yeah, so get up and shake it off. So this is the context where you will do a breath of life. Nupur and Fayaz, okay, after the lunch. This is a context where you will do breath of life,
Okay.
where he can have smooth states. Okay, Fayaz? All right, so we're done with 2 reports. Let's go to the second room report. How many sides we could do in Saurav's, Vinny and Ritu's room?
Only one, Ridhima, Saurav.
Okay, we haven't done it. Okay, all right. Okay. So I'll ask Vinny. I haven't heard from her. What are your learnings, Vinny? Milind, I don't see you. It's important. Yes, Vinny.
Hello, ma'am. I observed the states for Saurabh when he was talking. So there were the things where he's talking about his introvertness, like when he was labeling his introvert things. Then he had some slight wrinkles over there, and eyebrows were raised, or we can say a tensed situation like that. At the same time,
Okay, we same.
at the same time, when he's talking about his achievements of getting something, then his shoulders were straight and his eyebrows were little wide and smile on his face. And he was talking very confidently as if he'll kill it. Yeah. It
Confident
was
is an interpretation, but yes, his smile was
very broad.
very different,
Yes, smile was
very
there.
broad, and his vocals were very different.
Yes.
His vocals were very
Hmm.
different. In fact, the place where he was looking, his eyes were also changed. The looking, where he was looking was different.
Yes.
What is that one thing which you learned, Ritu, as a coach from process point of view while you were doing the work with Saurav? There's one very important thing.
I felt that I was kind of, so do I talk about like what was not going well or what was going well, or either both, whatever?
Anything you want to, anything. I'm just asking your observations as a coach.
I think I was getting into too much of content. That's what I felt could have been shortened by asking quick questions for him to get to the point of where we were getting to. So I think there was too much of story and content to it. That's what I need to, I mean, I can get better on. Second thing was that I was able to ask the specific questions that were required.
Yes.
So that was, I think, the good side of, I mean, I could take that away from that session.
Yes. So, as an observer, if I am a coach and I am going to observe myself, that what am I observing in my coaching is a shifts in these states, what's happening, and where I want my coachee to work upon, where my coachee, of course, wants to work, the speaking where, and that is a context where he wants to work upon. The another important part is in between, interrupt. Interrupt.
Okay, so we don't
Sort of
go on with the
sometimes, not all the times. It is a strategy. When you have observed that it is going on and on and on, coming back to the same point again and
like a
again.
loop, yeah.
Yeah, it's a loop. So sort of, you are going to interrupt yourself also. Jao nahi jao, shut up and go. Just have this shut up in place with you. Okay? All right. It's very important. Very, very important. Did you do the practice of that with Vinny or Ritu, any one of them?
Yeah, with both of them.
Okay. Did you notice shifts in yourself about
Yes.
that context?
Yeah.
Good. Good, good. Congratulations. Nice. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. We still have so much into just in the same topic. But what we will do is we'll take a lunch break. We come back after the lunch break. In between of the lunch break, your job is to go back to your one of your notes, the homework which I have asked you, to note down your calibrations and body language of the tonality of certain things. When your state drops, at which location? Like now Fayaz knows that on the second or the third day, when it is going on low intensity, my state drops. It's not the sound of the stop wasting time. That is the cue which we have got. So when your performance is dropping, when is your state dropping? Did you calibrate what's happening in your tonality and in your body? I have asked you to make notes from the last week and from the last week from 2 weeks. Now you've got to know what exactly we are looking at. So you sit down with yourself for 15 minutes. Do this homework so that it will give you more clarity on what we are doing. It will come. Just do it. Calibrations of your states when it is dropping. Which calibration? Body language, tonality. That's it. When your states are dropping, body language, tonality. That's it. That's it. You want to know. When do my state drops? Body language, tonality. You are going to make notes of such things for yourself. Okay? All right. 50 minutes, which means it is 2:05. So sharp 3 o'clock is what we start then. Okay, sharp 3, all of you, camera switch on, which means 2:55, you all are here seated. All right, see you then. Take care. Good learning. Excited now? There's so much in new code. One process itself, it's so deep. You know, just one process, but this one process of verbal package is very deep. In fact, if you learn this, I mean, we will have more and more practice only of this part, and you will understand why a little later. So if you learn this very well, you would be able to do self-coaching very easily. You know, it's a simplified process, but it is deeper. Now, what we would do is that you have got to know that there is one context in which you want choices. I have been talking about context so much. We would now practice breath of life for that context. You remember the steps of breath of life? Can anyone tell me, Ritu, Vinny, Saurav, Nupur, Bansi, can anyone tell me the very first step of new code game change format? The first step of it.
That observer,
Hmm.
we need to get up from the place and we need to observe ourselves from
Observe, yes,
as a
from
third
third
person we
position.
need to observe, yeah.
As a third position, we observe, but we observe what specifically?
Body language, facial expression, and body movements, basically.
Yeah. In what kind of context? What is that position? The first position, which kind of first position, which kind of context are we observing?
The context on where we need to work, how we are sitting, what we are thinking. Like
Yes.
if there is any unresourceful situation.
Yes. The context is where we want more choices. Yeah. For example, let's take for example in a group setting in the say in meetings. Yeah. In a group setting. Supposing like Rahul was telling me that there were times he was telling me about his past, and he was telling me that there were times that I would be in the weddings because recently we were in the weddings. I'll give you those examples. And he was sharing with me that I used to feel left out. He was sharing. He has shared this before also. It's not new for me. And he was sharing with me that previously it used to happen that I was not this kind of label open person. I was not this kind of a person who would speak so much. Yeah. And now I have changed a lot. And as just as a wife and having fun, I was giving a credit to myself. See, my own, styles have come to you just for fun. But yes, he has changed as a personality. Everyone changes during the course of time, and that's life. When we observe this statement that left out, and if we challenge it, and if suppose that if I'm challenging, I didn't challenge it this time. If we challenge it, that what is making you feel left out? There is a group setting, not very known people, so a little formal group setting, not very known people, and you're having a conversation, and after a while, you might get a feeling of left out. Yeah, Vinny?
Behavior, yes, the behavior of other person, their intention,
Okay,
sometimes we can sense it. And a previous experience with them, all cumulatively, we can figure out.
okay, all right. Okay, so sense it. So she's talking from a feeling level. Behavior, what kind of behavior? Which specific behavior?
The way of talking, there they can,
The way of talking.
it feels like little bullying or letting the other person down. The tonality, if we can observe.
Okay. Now, it's the way of talking. It's the way of talking, or it's the way of feeling the bullying down. So I hear a voice and I'm feeling in that way. So there is a state which is getting occurred. This is a context. I'm in a group setting. There's a state which is getting occurred inside unconsciously with me. And my label to that state is I'm feeling left out. Right? There is a way in which people are talking. That's their style, that's their tonality.
Yes, but if we have like previous experience in the same way, so sometimes we have the chance to avoid it, avoid their particular behavior, and we can focus on our things. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes if it comes to formal gatherings and group of people are there, then
Hmm.
it is little
Hmm.
more affecting where we don't have the escape. Normally we have the escape of our important work where we can focus into that and we can avoid the certain situation. But when it comes to gathering
Mm-hmm.
and where we don't have the escape, then it is being highlighted
Hmm.
things. And then repeatedly it's coming in our brain and we are unable to avoid it.
Hmm. 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 Okay. What's the intention of avoiding?
What's the intention of avoiding is so that we can focus on our more productive work, because somewhere we
Okay.
accept people that yes, they do exist. There are different certain behavior people adapt. So if if it is giving us resourceful situation, we'll welcome it, and if it is not, then we can try to avoid and focus on our more productive works. So that is the intention of
Okay.
avoiding it.
Okay. All right. So you can focus on more productive work. And what would happen when you focus on more productive work?
I will get if I focus on more productive work, I will get good results, and it will help me to grow personally, professionally. It's good for my
Okay.
own.
Okay. And what wouldn't happen if you don't avoid?
If I don't avoid, somewhere it will be in my brain, um, which will not give me resourceful situation. I will not feel happy, and it's not for my own good.
Okay. And what is stopping you to be in a resourceful situation, even if people are having their own different ways of speaking?
What is stopping me? What
Stopping.
is stopping me? Particular incident is repeating in
Okay.
my brain.
Okay. Now we get it. So this is a context that when I go in the same setting, I sit, but there's this incident which keeps repeating in a visual and audio both. You see that? So when Winnie sits over there and have a conversation, she over there goes in that event also. The sound and the visual also comes of the past event. She's not in the present. She may have a different way of handling it now, but she's herself going in past. Not she, her unconscious. She and her unconscious is going somewhere else. So we can give her more different states. Isn't that, Winnie? Right?
Yes.
Good. So now this becomes a context. So this is my third position. And from here, my first position, the context is the place where there is a group setting in this example. And we have in this example as a context group setting, and in which the state, when is a state falling, Winnie? Not when they are speaking. The moment they start the conversation and Winnie goes into an older experience. So it is very fast. So it runs with first access, FA. Okay. It is very fast that in just a second, the body language, the tonality, the sounds she hears, the visuals she gets is different, right? And that's where we want to have more choices. So we keep her there, and then we start the looking at there, seeing, hearing, going there, breathing, coming out, shake it off, and then you start the breath of life, the game which you played the last time. Okay, everyone? These are the steps. So now this is the way you are getting to know the context. So in the breakout rooms, you all will choose a very clear, specific context in which your state falls. Okay. And that is a place where you're going to work. Third position, how is she on looking like? How is she sounding like? Go inside, access, come out, shake it off again. Could fully disassociate, then we start with the flow. Now let's talk about breath of life. What are the most important part in the game of breath of life? What is the first step?
Using the non-dominant hand,
Using the non-dominant hand for creating a rhythm.
rhythm.
Yes, to rhythm. Okay, all right. So I can give the person a specific rhythm, or I can ask my coachee that is much better that which specific rhythm can you show me the rhythm? Do the rhythm and show me the rhythm. Okay. The person shows you the rhythm and you know the counts because you're in an online setting. In an offline setting, we touch the hands. and we know the rhythms. In online setting, you know the rhythm by the numbers. It's 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, hold. How is the rhythm? So generally it is inhale, 1, 2, hold, exhale, 1, 2, hold. Is this the rhythm? Or it can be like with whom we did? With whom we did last time? Ritu or
Bratati we did.
Vratati? Yes, yes. With it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, and then again 6. Remember? Remember that, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
1, 2, 6. Good, very good. Hold and then 6 and then hold. We did that. And we asked the person to move back. If in case,
He falls into
1 second. Yes, 1 second. Yeah, once more. What did Bansi say? Yeah, Uday. We asked the person to move back. Saurav, Fayaz,
If that
anyone?
person lost the flow.
Yeah, loses the rhythm. Yes, if that person loses the flow or the rhythm, we take one step back. Not much, just a step back, get the rhythm back, and move ahead. The intention is that from X to Y, which is from the third position to the first position, the person is in a very deep, specific rhythm just by himself. And with that rhythm, the person enters the first position. If in case the person enters the first position and loses the rhythm, then also take a step back, get the rhythm back, then take the person into first position and then let the person be. When the person has reached there in the first position, after a while when the person be himself, are you asking anything? Any question? Fayaz, I reached first position after the third position with the breathing. I'm in first now.
We will ask the same context and how the person is feeling.
You are not asking, you are calibrating. You have seen me in the first position before. You have observed my states before. You have played the game. You have got me to the first position now. Now leave it. Just leave it. Right now, I want you to learn. Just leave it there. And calibrate, coaches. Observe the difference. The first time when the person went and now when the person goes. That's all I want you to learn right now. Nothing else. I don't want you to get into any content. Okay? Just that. Is there a difference which you can make out? Okay? All right? That's all I want you to learn. Nothing else. Very good rhythm. You be able to. What are you doing as a coach when you are getting the person into rhythm?
calibrating.
What do you do? How do you do? What do you do?
Counting.
Yeah,
rhythm.
Saurav, what? Not
we
counting, yes, but what do you do? Yes, Saurav?
we will be observing the
Observing, calibrating, counting, more. Tell me more what you would do.
Changing the
Box
state.
You
breathing,
become a coach.
box breathing along with the first person.
Yes, you breathe with the
Mm.
person. With. with, like syncing with them. Okay, you just be like the way the person face is, the person hand is, and you take the person with the breathing. So sort of breathe 1, 2, 3, hold, exhale, hold. Now you may not say fully exhale because you might miss the numbers. Because if you observe this, I'm not sure how many of you observe it more deeply. Like, if you say inhale, that itself is 1, 2, 3. Inhale. So ये हो गया. अब आप inhale 1, 2, 3, तो ये 6 हो गए counts. If the person has picked up 3, so then you will have to drop inhale. You'll just 1, 2, 3, or you say inhale. Pick up a rhythm, clean rhythm. Keep it clean. That's called clean. Okay. If you will do inhale 1, 2, 3, हो गया 6 times. और आपने choose किया हुआ था 3 times. Then the person might get confused. I'm okay, you do 6 and you do 8. But is your coachee able to match up with that? Is a coachee having that rhythm? Supposing a coachee in between someone says 5 and 6 and then it drops down to something else, say a 4. So you take one step again back. See what happens. I don't know. You go and observe it. I mean, I know. I will not tell you. Okay? Okay? So 2 people in the room and you're going to do breath of life with each other. Is the steps and the context with which we want to work is clear? Saurav has a context. You choose the same context, Saurav. Okay? Speaking and choose the same context. I want more state choices in the same context. Saurav, have you understood what I'm trying to say? Yeah, okay. Winnie, you choose the same context which we just discussed. If you want to, it's your choice. I'm just saying it from as a coach because it's a place where you want to work upon. Ritu is clear. There is a context which we discussed. If you
Yeah,
want to
I
choose
am, but
that.
I'm not very sure of this breath of life. I missed the last class, so I'm not really able to connect with the context.
Oh, okay.
Second half.
Oh, okay. So you ask
I'll
someone to be
observe. Yeah,
the yeah, you will be the coachee.
right. Okay. Sure.
You will be the coachee. Someone will coach you to do the full breath of life. The
Okay.
context is that I see Ritu, for example, I see and hear Ritu when it comes to questions, the way she asks, that is the way she's doing. I want her to have more states.
Okay.
Okay. I'm observing. Now I go in first position. I just access it. I come out, shake off. I do the game and I go with that state to the first position. That's it.
Okay.
And we close it. Okay.
Understood.
Someone will be the
Okay.
coach for you.
Okay.
I was asking that do you all have context? That's what I was asking. All of you have clear context. Fayaz, you're clear with the context? Yeah, context needs to be very clear to work upon. All right. Nupur, you are clear with the context to work upon? Okay. Uday, I haven't heard from Uday.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you clear with what you want to work upon? Like you want to work upon projects which you do. What is the place where you want to have more choices, states?
It's about the timing, facing.
Timing. What about the timing?
So means I can't fix the timing. Means for the projects and classes.
I can't figure out the timing for the projects and the classes. What does that mean?
Means
I think he's saying
some
time management probably.
timing.
Yeah, I understand.
Sorry.
Means
This-
like I get headaches in between.
You get headaches in between.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it could have been Ritu, my assumption.
Hmm.
So I'll understand what he means. All right. So it could be right. I'm not saying, but it could may not be. So headaches. So when do you get headaches, Uday?
Probably after working since morning. Like yesterday, I worked since morning till
Okay.
1 a.m.
Okay.
because there was a college event.
Okay. Okay.
Then from that day, I get headaches, and then I sleep late.
Okay. Okay. All right. So it is like you work the whole day, and
Yes,
then after when you have worked the whole day, after then you realize that you have headache.
correct.
So did you also notice that during the work the whole day, did you also notice that you have headache in between?
No,
No.
just after.
Okay. All right. So Uday, my dear, this headache is a signal. All right. We are
Okay,
going to work with signals as unconscious signals.
okay,
So my suggestion is we can use a different exercise for this.
okay,
Although you can definitely explore what can happen when we do breath of life with this. So we can explore that after the long working hours, there is a state which comes in. I can also choose another state. So we do a breath of life that becomes a context to work.
okay.
And I will teach you the full process of healing with unconscious signal. That's also one process for doing it for our physical health.
Sure.
Okay? All right. Winnie, you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the context we want to work upon when it
Hmm.
comes to which term can be used, because previously if I say that I want to work upon what we can say work bullying or the thing emotionally strong, then it became like it's not a context, it is a state which we got to know in the last class. So if it comes to the context, so what particular word can be used for this context, which is a context word, like
I
okay,
I'm not getting what's your
okay,
intention, but I can give you an example, Vinny. I mean, okay? Um, what I want you all to after giving two different classes sessions, like doing two batches of diplomas or the practitioners, yeah. After the while, and when I was meeting people, there were feedbacks which I could observe and gather, and I would notice that people are not able to understand the meaning of context in new code. They're keeping it at a very higher level, although it has to be at a very deeper level. I don't want you to visualize that, I want to be happy when I am, or I want to be relaxed when I am talking to people in the conversations, in the group settings. I want to visualize that, things like that. That is not what new code means and what the context means. Now, the deeper meaning is that, let's say, for example, I am Winnie. Okay, Winnie? Yeah. And this is a group setting. Okay, all of you are in the group, and I am Vinny, and I spoke something, and then suddenly, say, Veena, Jyotsna, anyone, whomsoever, doesn't matter, anyone has picked up something, and the person is talking. You remember you said, your brain said, when some behavior comes in, and the way the person talks, discusses, says something, we can't avoid it. And the brain goes on, I am Winnie now. and my brain is going on where? To the place of that past experience. Although I am here, but my state is now changing to something else. That's all. That's the point. That's called data point. So technically, I want to identify as a coach and as a self-coaching, I want to identify the data point where you want a new neurological state. Okay, all right, a specific data point where we need to have that state to occur. Remember, the job of New Code Games is to have that state occur at that point, right? At that neurological point. He says states occur on demand, coming on the context, where specifically and when specifically is very important. So where in a group setting, when anyone else behaves and talk, but I am having a different state. That is a data point. So the first position becomes, now I'm keeping myself as Winnie over there. So that is Winnie over there. When someone is talking, the data point is that her brain, like there is a visual of she is looking up and going somewhere. She has a feeling of something. She has a visual of some way. Her expressions are changing. Her body is shifting, kind of whatever. Okay, that becomes my first position to work on. That is the tiniest data point. I'll give you one more example of data point. No. Here, driver would become, my dear, the sound with which the person starts talking. That's a cue, a trigger point. Driver rather is a trigger point. Not context is a data point. Now, let's take your example, Fayaz. You start your workout on the first day. On the second day, when you start your workout, in middle of your first exercise, or say second exercise of the bench press, I have 3 sets. The second set when I start, in middle of the second set, we have 15 reps. All of you understand that, right? Repetition, 15 repetition, 3 sets. Okay, all right. So I have bench press of 3 times I do bench press. 1 to 10 is a repetition. So I'm going to do it 10 times. That's why these are called 30, but we don't say 30. We say 3 sets, 3 times, and 10 reps. 10 each is 10. Okay. So second time when I do that bench press, in that second time, say third, जो मैंने तीसरा, 1, 2, 3, अब मैं धीरे धीरे, अभी क्या वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम हो रहा है, यहां मेरा स्टेट गया, यहां से मेरा वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम शुरू हुआ. बट इतना पता लगाने के लिए you need, calibration helps. Yeah, I have learned this by myself. There was no one to really teach this. Learn by yourself. Every single breath are you able to calibrate what's happening in the body. वो बहुत मजा आता है फिर. You calibrate the sense of living in this way. So the context here in this example becomes, Fayaz, that at some place, Fayaz's state drops and he starts thinking that it is waste of time. That's the point. That's it. अभी आप इतना अंदर मत जाओ क्योंकि फिर आप assume कर रहोगे वहां है कि वहां, क्योंकि thinking चाहिए नहीं. Brain works very fast. It will pick up the data point itself. And when you will go, of course, you start observing. So we are not going to really, you don't think too much, but you now know what is a context. For you, the context is maybe first or the second day, maybe somewhere when the state drops, how does he look like and sound like internally when he's thinking about waste of time? कुछ तो होता होगा ना, ऐसे drooped. कुछ तो होता होगा, वो पता किया हमने, वो फर्स्ट पोजीशन है, उस पे हमको काम करना है, वो हुआ हमारा कॉन्टेक्स्ट. बस, that's all. That's a context. That's a data point. That's it. Okay, everyone? Now shake off and don't think. If you will think so much, yeah, then you, I mean, you can do games with thinking also, but just don't think. Just shake off, enjoy, have a chill pill, just do, and keep doing. Yeah, just keep doing. That's more important. We will keep doing. Okay, that's very important. Good. Very nice. Okay. All right. So now let's get started. Everyone, can we get
Yes, ma'am.
started? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to create the breakout rooms. Do it, it will take at least 30 minutes to do it fully, properly. Okay. And I will keep jumping in the rooms so that you all can have some assistance if required. Okay. Nupur, you were there the last time, right? All right. 1 second. I open all the rooms. Only in one room there are 3 people, rest all have 2. Enjoy everyone inside the room and focus on practicing it very well. And the breathing which you got, the breathing which you practiced, I want you to just breathe in the same breathing. You can come back whenever you want to. And say thanks to your unconscious for this breathing. If you have signals with your unconscious, stay with it. Stay with your self-centered. If you have signals, if you have checked your signals before, you are going to communicate with your unconscious with your signals. Take a deep breath and say, thank you so much, unconscious, for giving this state. Unconscious, please utilize this state ecologically for achieving the congruent intention in the context. Please take the responsibility of utilizing this state ecologically to achieve the intention, congruent intention in the context. If you agree to take the responsibility to do so, please give me a signal of yes. Wait for your signal. Nice. Good. To come in. I'll wait for everyone to receive the signal. Have you received the signal? Is the signal which you have received involuntary? You have checked it before, or is it a new signal? If it is a new signal, then you're supposed to ask unconscious if this is a yes, repeat the same. Fayaz, you have received involuntary signal, your own signal. Okay. All right. Vinny, did you check your signal? It was an involuntary yes? You don't know. Is that what you're saying? Okay. So you go back. Saurav, have you received your signal? Was it an involuntary yes signal, which you've tested before, or it just came? What is it? Switch on your audios and tell me.
Involuntary.
Yeah.
I was feeling that something, some sort of light is coming and telling me कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं, right, to state the mind in which I am right now. After that, the breath of life exercise, right, I'm experiencing very good feeling.
That
बहुत अच्छा feeling. Yeah.
okay. All right. Good. So you stay in that. Vinny, let's go back to it. Congratulations, Saurav. Good job, Bansi. Good job. Yes, Vinny, let's go back to you. You were saying something. I was asking, did you receive signal when I asked you, hey, unconscious, please utilize this state in my context? Did you receive something?
No.
Okay. All right. Let me ask Ritu. Uday said yes in volunteer signal.
Yes, I did.
You did. It is a signal which you know this is a signal which comes, or you asked?
I asked.
It repeated the same signal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, fine. Good job, Jyotsna. Nice work, Ritu. Nupur, did you receive the signal? Okay, all right. So go back, both of you, Nupur and Vinny. Fayaz said yes, right? Fayaz, did you say yes, right? You said yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So good job. So Beena, good job. So Winnie and Nupur, go back to the process, to the unconscious. Okay. You know the context in which you want states, right? Now, while you were doing the process, there would be times in between also when you would have got those kind of states. when you were doing the breath, those resourceful states. You don't know, right? So you go back to the unconscious and say, hey, unconscious, thank you so much. I'm here to communicate with you. There is a context for which we worked just now. We used one of the rhythm, which is breath of life. We had some performance states while doing the process unconscious. Here is my request. My request is this. Please utilize ecological states for achieving the congruent intention in my context. Will you please take the responsibility of doing so? If yes, please give me an involuntary, clear yes signal in my body. Hey, Winnie is unconscious. Please give a yes to utilize a different state choice to serve the higher intention in that context. Will you take responsibility of it? Wait for the signal. In a person conscious, please give a signal. Wait for the signal. When you received a signal, any kind of a sensation in your body, say thanks. So you have received some sensation. Did you? Okay, Nupur. Okay. Thank you so much, unconscious. If this is a clear yes signal, involuntary yes signal, please repeat the same. Wait for the unconscious to repeat. If it repeats, Winnie, did it repeat? Okay. Nupur, did it repeat? Say thanks to it. So just say thank you and leave it. All right. Now let's take Q&A on the work of Breath of Life, which you all were doing. You did it first time as a coach and maybe as a coachee also. So what are your Q&As? I'll come to Jyotsna's Q&A a little later. I'll ask others and then I'll come to yours because then everything will just get open. Let me find out what curiosity they have. What did you learn? What was your experience? What are your questions? Yes, Uday.
Ma'am, so my question is to sync with the patient while breathing. While
Patient.
not
Who is a
patient, while
patient?
with the client,
With the client or with
coachee.
the coachee? Yes. To sync with the coachee, like I am a coach and I want to sync with
Yes.
the coachee. Yes, we were discussing the same in your room. So what are we supposed to do? You tell me.
So I think we need to concentrate on breathing.
Yes. So what were you doing and what was Nupur doing? Do you remember?
Uh, so I was breathing. But we were in time lagging. Like she was doing fast and I was doing slow because I was talking.
Beta, your eyes
Yeah.
were closed. So you don't know how is her hand moving. So you need to keep your eyes open in this process. Not need to, but then if you can, then the sync would actually happen because it's an online setup. For the starting, you are so supposing if you are doing 1 2 1 2 3, and if I am Nupur or if I'm anyone and I am doing so, this versus this is different, no? So I'll open my eyes and I'll match the breathing with the person. That's one part. There was one very interesting observation I really liked. So one of the observation which Nupur and Vinny both all was sharing was, can you explain the observation to the members? Not from my side. I want you to explain the observation.
Yeah,
Nupur or
the
Vinny,
point
go ahead.
was that when we are actually saying, like, let's say the rhythm is 1 2 3, and when the coach is saying 1 2 3, so how does the coach say and breathe in sync with the coaching? That was the question.
What do you think? What did you observe, Saurav? Ritu, you haven't done the other side, right? As a coach?
No.
Okay, so that is one thing which you will complete also, okay?
Okay.
Because that's something very important. Yes, Saurav, your observation on the point which Nupur is saying, and Fayaz, you also did as a coach, like you were doing it for Bina, right? So both of you share your observations on that.
Yeah, when I was giving the command to Bansidhar ji, when he was doing the breath of life, uh, his he was matching with the rhythm. Means when I was telling him inhale, and when I was telling him to exhale, and his while doing this breath of life, when he was at the third position, which I told him also praised him that his shoulder movement was very broad. This part was a bit. It was looking very straight when he was doing that the breath of life exercise, and I have observed that when he was sitting, his shoulder movement, he was doing a lot of like this, right? But when he moved to third position and when he was uh, in the rhythm of inhalation and exhalation, everything was as if everything was oozing out. The chattering, which was the context on which he was working, like जो भी उनके जहन में चल रहा था, it was matching up with the inhalation and exhalation. Uh, it was going out, and seems he was in a very totally relaxed state of mind. His overall body posture got very uh, positive. And the second time when he came and took his position as a first position, uh, the first time the first position and the second time the first position, there was a lot of differences uh, which I have observed. Like his movement
Okay.
was very constant. He was not moving. He was not doing like this. He was in as if he was in trance. तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि वो एकदम वो ब्रेथ ऑफ लाइफ के बाद वो एकदम एक ट्रांस में जा चुके हैं, as if he is into a complete meditative state. He was into himself, and
Okay, all right. So good observation which you have given. First time, first position, second time after the game, the
yeah,
difference
yeah,
in his. So the way to describe it is the way you did this is a way of description. Whether it is a focus, whether it is trance, whether it is whatever is an interpretation. There is something like this which has occurred you have mentioned very good description of the non-movement of the shoulders. But
Yeah.
the question was actually different. We were asking a different question, though I accept your observations of you doing a game with the person. My question is, and this is again repeated, what Nupur mentioned. On the observation, Nupur is saying that when I am a coach and I am matching with the coachee, okay, she mentioned while I match with the coachee, if I am saying 1, 2, 3, how would I sync with the person? And because it is my job as a coach to sync, and it is not the coachee's job to sync with me. He's not going to sync with me, I'm going to sync with that person. So how do we do that?
Except for 2 times, which I told him also. Uh, like the first time when I was giving the command, inhale. So he was matching with my means number many, right? So he was allowing himself to focus and 2, 3, 4. तो inhale. मैं मन में 2, 3, 4 कर रहा था, but I was saying inhale, right? And then I was like,
So
hold.
stop there. So stop there. So he said that मैं मन में कर रहा था, and he was doing inhale, and he is breathing, and I am matching with the other person. So sort of listen to me again. You listen to the sentence. Bansi was able to match me. Bansi was matching what I was doing.
He was matching me when I was giving him the command to inhale. As a coach,
Bansi
when I
was
was-
matching me. Bansi was matching me. I am the coach. Bansi was matching me.
I'm the coach, who was the coaching, but I was giving him the command. I was giving him the command, inhale, uh, hold, and then exhale. And he was into the rhythm, except for 1 or 2 times. I I I have observed that his
Okay, and when
inhalation.
he was not in the rhythm, what did you ask him to do when he was not in the rhythm?
In fact, I didn't ask him. I tried
Okay,
to.
so
I
when
tried.
someone,
I tried to match him.
when, okay, all right. So when he's not in the rhythm, you were trying to match him.
Yes.
Okay, so when he's not in the rhythm, you are trying to match him.
Yes. So that alignment between us should not break. So I took some.
Okay, what is the intention of matching him when he is not in the rhythm?
So that his rhythm should not break. उनका rhythm नहीं टूटे. Might be
So
मैं.
you would match his newer rhythm. So you start with 1, 2, 3, and then he is broken and he has gone to 1, 2, 6. He's
Yes.
gone to 1 to 6.
Yes.
You are
This.
matching 1 to 6 and you are continuing 1 to
And
6.
then I continued from there, yes, because I didn't want him to break his rhythm. मैंने कुछ I don't know, means I should have spoken something or I should have interrupted him. To be very frank, I was not having that idea. So what I tried when I found that there is some gap in the rhythm, I tried to match him, and then I felt that we both started again, matching with each other.
This is very interesting because you were developing a rapport before. The idea is when you would do that sort of, this is an example of when you are starting. So let's start from the start. When you started, did you ask him what is the rhythm you want to do? Did he showed you the rhythm or you showed the rhythm to him?
I have started and he was following that rhythm. I haven't asked.
Listen to my question. Yeah, so it was your rhythm which you gave it to him.
Yes.
Okay, all right. When you give your rhythm to the other person, then you are giving your rhythm to the person, which is, I'm okay with it until unless it works with the person, but the This is an example of imposition. Yeah, it is okay. You are learning. It's fine. So even if we give a rhythm to the other person, we can ask that, is this rhythm okay with you? I'm sure you must have asked, or he might have given you a non-verbal cue. Definitely, he would have given you a non-verbal cue, or you might have asked it unconsciously that this is a rhythm and is it okay? And if you do this and you're still going to ask, you show or demonstrate a rhythm to me, which rhythm you want to follow, all of you. Okay? So there is one which is given by the coach, and there is one which is coming by the coachee, and both of it, and then the coach can ask which one is comfortable rhythm to you. You show me the rhythm. So Saurabh, you are my coachee. I'll ask you, show me the rhythm. I will follow you, your rhythm. Still, like the way I guess Jyotsna was doing the same with Ritu, that Jyotsna was asking, okay, you show me the rhythm, and Jyotsna was matching with Ritu. And I will tell you all, is it okay, Ritu, if we just explain that part?
Sure, sure.
Thanks. So observe this, all of you. Now observe this. What is the difference? I'll do it again. Do it with me, okay? Until you do it with me, so do it with me. Okay? This is one rhythm. Yeah? Now the next one. I'm keeping my hand here so all of you can see. Just memorize it and do it by yourself. Take a while and then tell me the difference between the both. What is the difference? And anyone could identify in both of it?
Number of count.
Okay.
The first seems to be accompanied with the count 1, 2, 3, and the second is like more seamless, more which is in sync.
Okay, so more in sync and seamless is very interpretive. I want an objective difference between two of them. Anyone can give me a very objective difference? First one is correct. You are saying 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Yes, Winnie.
First count is like little, it was less, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gradually, it was going for the long breathing.
That is the second one or the first one? First one is 1,
Second
2,
one.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second
Second
one
one,
is?
it was long breathing. Instead of counting, it was simply long breathing and then hold, then exhale.
Okay, so I will show you the second one once again. You may not be able to interpret descriptively because of the location. So let's say now, can you see my hand? So my hand is like this. So now see, 1, 2, okay. Inhale, exhale. Now what are you doing? You're elongating your inhale, no? Then there is an exhale. The same, right? Now again. Now the length of the inhale is more than the first inhale. Short, lengthier, little more lengthier. This is not a rhythm. This is different. You understand? This is not a rhythm. This is three level of rhythm. We want one box rhythm. This is 3 box rhythms. One box, second box, more lengthier. मतलब 1 by 1, 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है यहाँ पे. अब समझ आया आप लोगों को सबको? 1 by 1, 2 by 2 will be more lengthier. 3 by 3 will be more lengthier than 2 by 2. Am I correct? You getting it, all of you? This is very important. So these are two different rhythms versus inhale and exhale, or versus 2 by 2. So you are following, or you are helping the client to follow the box rhythm. It can be in any format. It can be 6 by 6. It can be 6 hold, 6 hold. But it is not like 1 hold, then 1 exhale, then 2 hold and then 2 exhale, and then 3 hold and 3 exhale. I mean, that can be a longest box, but yeah. Okay. All right. You can explore it. Why not? You can definitely explore it. What happens, whether there is a shift, whether the whole, this 1, 2, 3 could be maintained for that long distance. I'm not sure about it. So coming back to, first, let me clarify a lot of things which Saurabh was saying. Then let me clarify what Nupur is saying. The intention of this long discussion and explanation is this one important part. The coach asks a breathing rhythm to the coachee, and the coachee also, the coach also gives one breathing rhythm. It's a box rhythm. You're observing the rhythm with the hand movements. You're asking the person in the online setup to use hands to showcase the rhythm so that you as a coach can also know the rhythm. There are 2 different rhythms. Then you are using the hands, like coaching is using the hands to show, and then you are matching with the hands. Then you are asking which one is comfortable. Then you move ahead. Which one is comfortable? You move ahead with that one. That, okay, this one is comfortable. Then you match. Now you match means the coach is matching. It's not the coachee who is matching the coach. It's the opposite. Coach is matching the coachee, but then it is a rhythm which coachee has suggested that this is what I want to follow. Now, when we are going ahead and the coach is matching the rhythm and coachee is na 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 na, very nicely the match is happening. And now I observe that I am saying na 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 na. So this is I am breathing. Go back to chain of excellence. Physiology will also change the state, right? Correct. Breathing will also change the state. So the verbal, non-verbals, even if I say I'm breathing, do you stop when you say, do you stop breathing when you say something? Anupur, we stop breathing when we say nahi, na? We are breathing when we are saying. So whenever you are even saying 1, 2, 3, your lungs, now you test it. Your lungs are breathing that. Okay. All right. Yeah. And that's where, again, you observe 1, 2. That's why I say it very slowly so that I can observe my breathing. So 1, 2, 3. Now, can you observe that your lungs are breathing? 1, 2, 3. Can you observe it? Hannah? Oh, it's a practice. I'm not sure how many of you are very cleanly able to observe it. If you will do it very slowly, and when you do it with a little, not a very high tonality, with a very the pace, the pitch in which you are actually giving those 1, 2, 3 is a little low, then you can know your breathing also. Okay, this is my observation. Maybe some of you are using a very high pitch, and with that high pitch also you're able to match with your client and match your rhythm, know your rhythms. Coach, your job is to match with the client when you're coaching. In case when you're coaching, you're matching that rhythm with the client. Okay? All right. Now, when you notice that there is this drop, Fayaz, Fayaz has answered this to me before. I'll ask Vinny. When you notice that there is a drop, you are matching 1, 2, 3, and there is a drop. What do you do as a coach?
We can try to match with their rhythm.
You have asked me to go with 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, hold. I'm going. Now suddenly there is a very light drop which you observe. What do you do?
We'll restart.
Very good. We means the
Coaching.
coach will facilitate the coachee and say, take a
Restart.
just take one step
Take
back.
a one step back.
Where was the rhythm? Just a step back. When I took the next step, or at this step, my rhythm is broken. I'll go to back, get the rhythm back, and move forward. I'll go a little back, get the rhythm, and get the rhythm back in my this thing. Now I got the rhythm. I have moved 5 steps. On the 6th, again, my rhythm is broken. Now,
Go back to the 5th step.
fantastic. Thank you so much. Good job. If I am on the 6th one, I will go back to the 5th one, not the first one. And on the 5th one, I will get the rhythm which was on the first one. which is that same box breathing, the same breathing. We understand this now? Okay. It's a crucial part. There is a reason. And I actually feel so much like I want to tell you everything right now. I have to hold my horses. There is a reason for this. So listen to me very carefully. From 1 to 10, it's like life, 1 to 10. From 1 to 5, you go with one breathing box. On the 6th, you lose the rhythm. You come back to the 5th one. Get the rhythm back, and then you move the next to 6th. 6, 7, 8. You lose the rhythm on the 8. What you do now? Yeah, Saurav? 6, 7, 8. You lose the rhythm on the 8th. What do you do now?
Again, go back to
Back to 7.
Go back to 7. Yes, we go back to 7. And your focus as a coach is very important. So you come back to 7. 7, 8, 9. I lost the rhythm at 9.
get back
You're
to
a
8.
coach, Saurav. Yes, so you're a coach. You will ask me, ask Ridhima, go back to?
Go back to 8.
Yeah, so
8,
you will, yes. So
9.
you just ask as a coach, you would say, just go back a little, one more step back. That's it. Because
Yeah.
there we don't know the steps, right? So go a step back. Very nice. Now the 10th, supposing the 10th is my first position where the chair was. Supposing it is a chair, because in the online we have chairs and all. So supposing it's a chair, so the 10th one, you are making me enter the position. I am coming in, and again I'm dropping. Now what do? Will you leave me here with a drop?
I'll ask the coachee to start again.
Not start again, my dear. Take a step back. Take a step on the 9th and get the rhythm on the 9th.
9,
Take
10.
the rhythm. Yes, get the
10.
rhythm. Say. Now I'll say. I'm on the 10th. Now again, I'm on the 10th. I have dropped my rhythm. The rhythm was
Yeah.
like this.
I'll ask you to get back to the rhythm 9, and then 9, 10, 11. Right? We'll start from
10th is my first position, my dear. My first
Yeah.
position is on the 10th.
Yeah. So
Listen.
9, 10. One step
Yes,
back.
yes. Take a step back. Yes, listen. Take a step back, come to the position, breathe, and if in case still you notice that the client is losing the rhythm, there can be multiple ways to handle that. Okay, one of the ways is that you would continue saying, maintain the rhythm, stay there, or maybe a cleanup is required. Yes, your job is to, if the work is done cleanly, your job is to just maintain that rhythm in the first position. That's all the work is. Nothing else. Really nothing else. Okay? Maintain that rhythm in the first position. Period. And that is what you are doing the coaching for. Okay? All right. How was your experience, Fayaz and Beena? I have not heard from you. I was there with Ritu, Jyotsna, with Vinny and with Saurav, but not your room. Fayaz, any specific observations or specific questions?
Okay. After doing that, she felt very, means her muscles or face muscles was very relaxed. That is what I felt.
Yeah, yeah.
But I felt it
I came
difficult.
at the end. I came at the end. There was a shift on her face, but I didn't know the first calibration, so I could not compare, but I could see there is a shift. You were asking a question.
Huh. Actually, I felt difficult to match her breathing. Yes, because her inhale was, I thought, I mean, that is what I thought, that inhale was a little shorter than her exhale.
Hmm. Interesting. I was in the same shoes, Fayaz. It's not new for me to hear because I was in the same shoes. It was difficult for me also to match breathings because in the classic we were like talking a lot of techniques and coaching, and now we do a lot clean classic. Previously तो बहुत ज्यादा content के साथ हम करते थे. 2015 की बात बता रही हूँ मैं आपको, right? 9 years back. And when I met John, they were focusing directly at description. They were not focusing at all at patterns, and it was becoming very difficult for me. It used to sometimes, feel like can I breathe as long as this person is breathing?
Yes.
This person is breathing more longer than what I could, and I used to feel breathless. I used to really feel that. But one simple thing, road time, practice. Now your job, my friend, is get this into practice to match breathing with people around you. And it would become a part of you as a lifestyle. And it becomes then very easy to, influence people. It becomes very easy to be with people because you're working at a very deeper level. It's an unknown area. So pick up task when you go to your workout spaces, when you go out for walking spaces, when you go to unknown places, when you're sitting with your mom or dad or your sister or your brother, you know. So talk less, do more. This will really change your life. So start the practice in this week fully at each level. In fact, notice one more thing, Fayaz and everyone. How do you breathe when you are in stress or in a thought that, oh, I'm not doing enough, or are nahi kiya? How do you breathe? See, it just changed, no? Yeah. So you shift and get back your breath of life breathing. That's all for this week.
I have one
Yes,
more
someone was
question
saying.
that
Yeah.
how this breath of life technique will change the states unconsciously. So we are not doing any
I don't
other
know.
thing.
I don't know. You just keep practicing breath of life. The rest will follow.
Okay.
Okay? I have no idea. I want you to practice. I want you to practice. Go mad with it. Practice at every location, every place, everywhere, every time, whenever you feel like you just focus on one practice. You got a context, you get up, shake it off, get the breathing, come back to the chair. Get a context, get up, shake it off, get the breathing, come back to the chair. I want you to go mad for these next 6 days. Okay? All right? Deal? Fairs? Yeah? Your how will be answered after that. It will come to you. A new code is a process of being able to discovering yourself and being very independent. New code has made me very independent. It's a team. So what happens when we practice this processes, one more process which I will open next week. When we practice these processes, the neurological pathways automatically start using them. They start using it. Okay. We're creating some changes. I was telling you that we want the unconscious and conscious to align and being a team. So right now, the conscious says, or some parts of unconscious wasting time. Now this unconscious is now creating one more rhythm. I don't know, we create many rhythms and then the teamwork which we will be creating. Okay. Another way also to answer this and to also remember, of course, is ask unconscious. I am in the gym. I don't want this waste of time. I want you to fire that state which we were in. Maybe you ask it once. Okay. Yes, Vinny, you have a question?
For Kochi in the game of Breath of Life, for the Kochi, first Kochi needs to identify the context he needs to work on. After that, he needs to go to the third position, and first the Kochi will observe from the third position to the first position. How long the Kochi can observe, and when we need to start the breathing rhythm, like what should be the time?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. Before I go to that question, how long? I would like to add on. I observe from third, I see and hear, and then I access my first pack again. Then I shake it off, come out, then I start the game, right? Now, coming back to your question, you're saying that, okay, I'm observing now, and you said that how long will I observe? Is that your question, right?
Yes.
How long? Okay, all right. What do you think is the answer?
I don't know.
Okay, so you observe yourself, get up and observe yourself. Yeah, shake it off and observe Vinny who was asking question to Riddhima. Shake it off again. You're not in a clean third. Yeah, shake it off. One second. Yeah, shake it off. Right. Look at the painting, that beautiful sun. Oh, I love it, yeah. It's so gorgeous. It has bluish and the sunset. Oh, wow. You like the sunset? You like to see the sunset at the beach?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
We
Yeah.
were just looking for the good picture, so we liked it. Naturally, it was beautiful. We
Okay.
wanted to fill up the walls.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Nice. Now look at Vinny.
Yes.
Now look at the Vinny who was sitting on the chair looking at the camera. All right. Did you observe that you're more disassociated now?
Yes.
Good. So now one learning that you need to or you can remember is that you are more disassociated from this position. Now if you will keep looking at it, what is happening? Keep looking at it, keep looking at it. What is happening now in your body?
I'm feeling more.
Yes, you are actually falling into it. If you keep looking at it, you start falling in that state. This is called synesthesia. Right? Now you have the answer,
Yes.
isn't it? Right? First, get the person completely disassociated. All right, just look at the way the person is sitting, and your job as a coach is to be able to identify, one, is the person falling into it? If the person is falling, it's not a clean disassociation, because you would be able to maybe do some offline coachings also and some online. In online, it becomes easier because the expressions you can check that the person is like, oh, what's happening there? So the answer is very simple. If I am falling into it, I'm associating. If I'm associating, I am obstructing my third. That's not the intention. Just see and hear. Okay, it's there. It happens in a second if your context is clear. Okay, all right. If the context is clear to the client, it happens very faster. That's very important. Did we miss Winnie? Let her come back. Nupur has written the same question as in the time question, Nupur.
No, not to Jyotsna's question. She asked it's a sunrise or a sunset.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So
is it a
I
sunset or
was
a
doing it with
sunrise?
Vinny and I asked her the same question.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right. She'll come back. Yeah. I recently saw sunset, so maybe my brain was saying sunset. I was driving a two-wheeler like for 10 kilometers in Goa from one beach to the other. And we wanted to do that, and we could see huge sun setting in front of us, like this, like that. You're in a good Goa. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Oh, it's just beautiful. It was touching the waters then. Yes, Vinny is back. We were discussing about Goa sunset.
Goa sticks in your mind for good.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. It
I
does.
think for all of us, we love Goa
Yeah. For any reason.
for any reason. True.
For any reason. Yeah, yeah. Right. Okay, Vinny, you're back. Did you get your answer? Good job. Could you hear me till the end about disassociation and falling? And the moment you observe that there is a fall, no, come out. Shake it off.
Yes, I could hear you.
Okay, great. All right. Nice. Good. So now, I asked you to do certain tasking. Vansi, you have a question? Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. At the end, when we are done with that breathing exercise, when we are asking the coach to come at the first position and access the first position. So at that time, we should leave him in that state and we should end this thing, right? Therapy.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not, I don't call it a therapy, it's a process.
Process. Okay.
Yeah. Therapy is different and process is different.
So I have an additional question what Bansida just asked. So when you leave the person there in that state, how do you know the context that he had actually had is sorted out now?
Okay. So the intention at the unconscious and the new code is this. Let me explain this. Okay. Share our whiteboard. Where is that? 1 second.
More. You'll have to go to more.
Yeah, yeah. It was slower.
Okay.
Yeah. So the intention here, all of you, is to work. There is something called epistemology, okay? Where is that gone? There is something called epistemology. So, as per the epistemology study, which has been done by Dr. John and Carmen, what are they trying to say is this. I have my VACOG, okay? And through my VACOG, this is at the left side, like the extreme side of myself, there is something called first access, all right? Then at my first access, there is this neurological transforms, means that the moment I see, my neurological has already seen something. After that, I get to know, oh, okay, there is a color which is sunset or sunrise, which is called FA1 technically. Then there are filters, which comes, okay? Filters you all know, right? Deletions, generalizations, distortions, these filters we are talking about, the same filters. Now, after these filters, then there is this language filters. This is called linguistics transforms. And after these linguistic transforms, then there is something called a feedback and a feed forward loop. Means इस एक्सपीरियंस फिल्टर करके मैंने जो बोला अच्छा है क्या फीडबैक ये सनसेट जब दिखेगा वापस से फीडबैक आएगा अच्छा है वो फीड फॉरवर्ड हो गया ओके ऑलराइट एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंस इज देयर इज एन आउटपुट if I come over here the output is also in the form okay in a form. So this VACOG is called an input through a VACOG. Output can be any response, any action, anything. Now let's go to what you all were asking, which is if I'm doing a process, I do a breath of life, I do breathing. Where am I working? Am I working at a how did this get close? Where am I working? Am I working at a neurological transform or am I working with the linguistic transforms?
Neurological
If I
transform.
am neurological transforms. Now, if there is a change at this level, will that send a feedback down?
Yeah.
So we don't, or we are not in classic code or new code, we are not working at the linguistic level. We want to work at a neurological level.
Understood.
Yeah, so that there is a drop, which would happen. If we work at a linguistic level, this may go, this may not go. This is a flaw at classic, that if in case we work only at linguistic level, this may go up at the neurological or may not go up. But if it is dropped down, this is definitely going to go down. This is definite. Right? Okay.
So then we need to test it, right? For
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah, we are going to test it with ourselves. Yes.
Yeah.
The
So
brain
like,
would test it. So let
so
me
like
just
in
one more
classic
part.
code also. Okay. Yeah.
So let's take an example of I didn't choose the context of one person relationship and the way I am speaking over there. I didn't really choose as such. I kept practicing. And there is a saying in New Code which John says, and he says that the change would happen in other contexts too. The states would start occurring in other contexts without you even doing anything. We want to practice the process in such a way that the states inside our circuitry starts changing. The states start shifting in the circuitry. That's very important. And the states start shifting in the circuitry with practice. The only key is to practice processes. Okay, so supposing I have picked up a context and I have done a breath of life and I go with the unconscious and I go in the context, I can maybe, have a teamwork with the conscious and unconscious. Okay, the next time when I go there, I want you to have this new state with me, get the state. But when I practice these such kind of alphabet and breath of life games, after some time, there is no need for me now, for example, for me, there is no need for me to say it too much. Only for few things, if in case I identify that, it's been, we are out of this now, okay, let me come back, get me the state. Say, for example, now I'm going to go back to my gym, so I'll say, okay, unconscious, You have so many experiences of so many years. Get me all those state back. You understand? So the practice would reduce me talking and it would create a circuitry.
Understood.
So the first important part for all of you and my feedback is start going and start doing. Okay, so in this coming week, your job is to do what? What would you like to do?
Match the rhythm breathing with another person.
That's one part, yes. To improve your calibration, that's one part. What else?
I would like to pick up my context and work on this and see if it's working out.
Yes. And how would you do that?
I'll use the same process of Breaths for Life.
Yes. Shift my states with rhythms. That's your job. Shift states with rhythm, period. Nothing else. Just focus on that. Shift your states with rhythm. Okay? And practice rhythms with yourself if you want to. Core work. And then you would notice towards the end of your day, how is your performance? Not at that time itself, towards the end of the day, for that context, how was your performance? Okay? Just keep this part in front of you. As a paper in your room, shift your states with rhythm. Shift your states with rhythm. Okay? That's all you keep for this whole week.
So, ma'am, when you say shift states with your rhythm, that means we get into the rhythm whenever we get into an unresourceful state, or we have to do this entire work, breath work, which we just did.
You practice in a way you want. This way, that way, you do all the ways you want. Nupur, explore it. You getting up and doing the whole thing, you sitting and doing it. Okay, you getting a newer rhythm with yourself. You discover this now. Okay, good question. Yeah, discover this. Okay, anything else, all of you? So, what I want to request is I did not know it has come to us the last week, the last Monday, Tuesday. My father is getting younger this month. Yeah, and we have confirmed a Havan with our Pandit. So that is happening on the Sunday, and I don't want to, of course, miss that. So can we all please come on the Saturday morning, like the same time, 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 11:30 to 5? You are not available, Ritu, on Saturday?
No.
Just close.